To this highly questionable. This is the most of all of the highly questionable. Amin El Hassan, what do you like on the show today?
I like breaking news to America that LeBron does what he wants.
Yeah, always. Dale, papi.
Should everyone still expect the Rockets to turn things around?
They lost by 20 against Dallas, and now you look at the standings, and it seems like they're upside down. Only the Suns are worse, and I don't think it's just because the Rockets have a bad record. I think it's also because there are 14 good teams in the...
And Paul play, they've been 8-4 this season, and that's including the really rough start that they had where they were the worst shooting team in the NBA. Pretty unbelievable. This is going to get turned around in terms of being a playoff team. But the bigger...
going to be a team that can beat anybody except Golden State.
Yeah, Dan, when both Harden and Paul play, they've been 8-4 this season, and that's including the really rough start that they had where they were the worst shooting team in the NBA. Pretty unbelievable. This is going to get turned around in terms of being a playoff team. But the bigger question is, this was a team that was a quarter away from going to the NBA Finals and perhaps winning a championship, and now they look like just... at their best, they look like just like every other team in the West.
It's not just a quarter away. They were a hamstring away, and that body continues to betray them. If Chris Paul is healthy, they can play with anybody. We know that. But if he's not, and a lot of times he's not, you're going to have a problem.
No, if Chris Paul's healthy, they can play with anybody, but can they win like they did last year? I don't think so. Not with this roster.
Do you see what Carmelo Anthony said about this?
What did he say? Not my fault. Not my fault. It's also the sound he makes at the bank. Who is reporting this?
His buddy.
Brian Windhorst.
Oh, his buddy. Excuse me. Wow, Poppy, more informed than I was on this. Let's go. Ask this question.
He knows. Is it a big deal that Lebron doesn't listen to Luke Walton's play calls?
Okay, I hope that they were taping all of that so that you can see Amin and my father share a good laugh about Brian Windhorst being LeBron's good buddy. Because Brian Windhorst is reporting that LeBron is doing pretty much what he wants to do on offense, that he is taking control as he figures out what the chemistry of this team is going to be around him, that he is taking control in a way that excludes Luke Walton. It's not unusual, I mean, when you have the sophistication of genius handling the basketball and he knows more about basketball than the guy calling the plays.
Yeah, Dan, the funny thing is it's not even that unique for the NBA, let alone for LeBron specifically. When you have a star player who has the ball in his hands and we're coming up the court in live action after a make or after a dead ball, a lot of times that play call is kind of more like a suggestion than an actual decree that you have to run it the way I want to run it. Usually that stuff happens in the timeouts when we're drawing up on the whiteboard. If you want to see what LeBron looks like when he's openly defying his coach, it's that clip from the playoffs against Chicago a few years ago where he told us afterwards, yeah, I had to scratch that. That's defying your coach. That's out of the ordinary. But what he's doing here is quite ordinary for an NBA star player.
Also, Bobby remembers the bump of Spoelstra. That was out of the ordinary when he did that at the beginning. Poppy remembers that one too.
All right, yeah. But listen, look, Walton, there is only one way you can settle this, okay? You know what you got to do? What you got to do is get LeBron and bench his game after game after game after game, and then you call every single play, and you send a message to the league, I'm the guy that calls all the plays for the Lakers.
He is going to be working in a janitor's office somewhere in the Laker facility if he does that.
Have we been unfair blaming all the Packers' problem on Mike McCarthy?
Okay, I don't know if by we they mean me, because you know I have this adoration, this man crush on Aaron Rodgers. It's been frustrating to see him age in front of our eyes in a way that has him looking lesser than these big offenses in the league that are scoring a lot of points. So Sports Illustrated does a story today in which they reveal that there's some tension, a good amount of tension between the play caller and his legendary quarterback. And it is said that Mike McCarthy is frustrated because he can't get into a rhythm because Aaron Rodgers is often doing whatever he wants to do. It's the same story that we have with LeBron. And I just think there's a level of genius here that supersedes the oracle and the rhythm of Mike McCarthy. It doesn't matter whether Mike McCarthy's play calling or rhythm is affected by this. He's got a quarterback, and his job isn't to lord over him as the alpha. His job is to be an administrative assistant for him, carrying out what it is that he wants.
How ridiculous is that? You're upsetting my rhythm, Aaron. Just run the plays that I want. First of all, it's not like your plays are going to Canton, by the way. Your playbook is boring. You are second guessing a football genius who's on the field and is seeing things that clearly you don't see. And second of all, when you have that kind of genius, like Dan said, your job is to make him as comfortable as possible. You think Luke Walton is crying at night because LeBron is calling his own plays as they come up the court? No, because he understands if I ride this wave, we're going to win a lot of games and maybe even a championship. Why don't you do that, Mike McCarthy? Ride the wave. Ride it.
You created this mess. You know what I mean?
Well, Dan?
I feel so bad. I feel so bad.
Rodgers and Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all Dan's fault.
Would a Cowboys win tonight confuse you?
You know what? It really would. I think it's a strange way to answer this question, but it's a great question because I've been willing to say all along, hey, it's football. One game sample sizes. Anybody can beat anyone else, especially if you're on the road and it's against a good team. But I don't expect anyone to stop the Saints because I haven't seen anyone do it to the Saints. And therefore, I don't expect the Cowboys to be able to score that way on the Saints, the way they're going to need to outscore the Saints, because I haven't seen them do that either. So yeah, it would surprise me tonight.
Confused, perplexed, confounded, mystified, bemused, all types of other words that basically say, what? If the Cowboys were to win tonight. Look, here's the deal. Cowboys defense, really good. Haven't allowed 30 points scored on them all season long. They're the only team in the NFL to be able to say that. Here's the problem. They're playing against a team that's scored 30 points in every single game but 2 this year. So in essence, what we're talking about is Cowboys defense, pretty good. Saints offense, though, elite, and that's going to be the difference.
Okay, there it is. That's what we all think, right? We all expect the Saints to go out there and flying saucers are on the field and lasers are shooting everywhere. Watch when Dallas wins 2017. They ask us to explain this tomorrow.
I'll be stymied, bewildered.
I don't think that the Dallas fans want Dallas to win tonight.
Why not?
Because JJ will come down and embrace Jason Garrett and give him a 4-year extension,
yes,
and then
that's
everybody's
right.
going to be upset at everything.
That's
you know?
right. They're going to win, but they're going to be disappointed because that mannequin that is on the coaching sideline is extended again.
A lot of this going on, though. 4 more years.
Who won this third down between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury?
They have both been on our show recently. They were excellent. Tyson Fury just yesterday. Let's see, Papa. We are interested in this fight. Oh, look at this! Yes!
Oh, wow. Wait, what's going on in the back there?
Oh, no.
Wait a second.
Oh, no. Plumber's butt situation.
Wait a second.
Oh,
You guys made a big deal about how much weight this guy lost and how he's in shape and stuff, and then all of a sudden we see his back and we realize they've just rearranged it.
No.
So it's all on the other side.
I mean, he looks like he was sewn on backwards.
That is the body of a heavyweight champion? Man.
Yes, it's
Wow.
Also, it's also my body, oddly enough. I recognize that. I've seen that in mirrors. I try to keep far away. I've seen that.
Yeah, you could really dominate this sport, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. I would charge at everyone backwards, and they would run away horrified right out of the ring. I'd be undefeated.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
We go out to gymnastics here. Let's see what we find with this person trying to go from one
No way.
bar to the other. You see how far apart they are.
No.
That's 20
No.
feet. This
No.
seems dangerous and scary.
Wait a
Yes, oh no.
Those CrossFit, so that he can talk about CrossFit. Do you question?
You give us topics and events and we question
You know
them.
those people. You know them.
Do you question if these construction workers deserve credit for their toughness?
All right, let's see if we can celebrate the toughness of these construction workers at Purdue. They're trying to move something that is very big here by crane, and they're trying to fix this clock tower.
Oh,
Yeah, and this.
no.
That is a clock tower that is in worse shape now than it was when they started
They
fixing
hit him
it.
on the head?
It didn't.
It hit you don't see those 2 people standing right there on the ledge? I think it hit him. And he just kind of took it. Is that what happened?
Yes, that's the question. I mean, you're meant to analyze it. They're asking about the toughness of the construction workers because they were flattened by a giant clock falling from the sky. It's a simple game. I mean, what are you confused by?
Why we're so zoomed out on it?
Okay.
Can we not get a little closer?
Oh, you want better camera work
Yeah,
on this?
I mean-
All right, let's see. Let me see if I can go up to my TV screen and
That's
expand this like I do on my phone. What the hell's the matter with the meme? Why does he think we're questioning the toughness of these construction workers?
Wait, the guy didn't even...
And therefore, he's tough.
Well, you know what they say,
What do they say?
time flies.
Wow.
Do you question whether this is an impressive world record?
Okay, my father slowed down before getting there like you do when you run on the pommel horse. We go out to gymnastics here. Let's see what we find with this person trying to go from one
No way.
bar to the other. You see how far apart they are?
No.
That's 20
No.
feet. This
No.
seems dangerous and scary.
Wait a
Yes, oh no.
Ah, he did it.
Whoa!
How do you practice this? Right? Like, how many times did you get it wrong? And what happened?
That's a good point.
You want to see someone practicing?
Yeah.
I'll show you someone practicing.
Practicing that?
Oh, no. This,
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, no. Oh, dear God. Dear God. Yeah, boom.
Do you question if this bull is more of an alpha than the cow from yesterday?
This is crazy. Yesterday's show ended with a giant emblem for highly questionable covering the private parts of a giant muscular animal. It wasn't this giant muscular animal, but we checked in with this guy yesterday. You see, he's like Shaq size in height.
this is Duke basketball was the joke.
That's right. We did it. Zion Williamson, actually. That was Duke basketball. Let's see what we've got today. Oh, who wants some of this?
Okay.
Who
There we
wants some of this? Oh my God. A new challenger has heard that we were hyperventilating about the cow, and now a real alpha's in the house.
You know he's a real alpha because he doesn't even walk fast. He's just taking his time.
That's
I'll
right.
get there when I get there.
I'll get there when I get there, and when I do, there's going to be a beating.
And everyone in that blog is hoping that the bull doesn't relieve himself.
That's
You know,
right.
because other than that, you know, if he drops the load, then they'll need a week to clean it up.
I mean, it's a very big animal, and that's probably true what he's saying.
And the smell.
That's and the smell
And the flies that they
and
come
the
on up
flies,
with.
yes, and then you've got an infestation. It took a dark turn.
Do you question if this cat fight live up to the hype?
We like animal fights around here, and these cats can be nasty. I've got a couple at home with just rotten claws in the back. They get very angry. I never really liked them, but I'm getting married and she loves them. So.
Wait a second.
Look at
Now,
this.
hold on. Mr. Miyagi. Oh,
Oh,
no! He used the force.
he did.
That's Star Wars right there. He just little force push and boom.
Yes.
That's amazing.
You want to know where that cat learned that?
Not particularly, but I think you're going to tell us.
Yeah, from its owner. There we go.
They do take on the personality of their owner.
Miami. Time to play the game that is looking like a snack today. See or
You
no?
tell us what's on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued. This guy, the king of the snacks.
No, I don't know about that, Dan. I think you're the king of the snacks.
Okay, that's enough for me.
On TNT, Warriors and Raptors.
Oh, look at this. I was doing this subconsciously. I'm excited about this game because anybody would be, right? If you care about basketball, it'd be better with Steph Curry. He's not going to be there. But look at the way that the Warriors played against the Kings the other day at the end of the game. There's KD doing that. And it is going to be cleaned up by...
Everyone's favorite shooting guard, Klay Thompson. Once? No. Twice? Yes.
That's pretty good.
I feel like I should be doing SportsCenter highlights, right? Booyah.
Yeah, but if you were doing SportsCenter highlights, you would do them at the time of the game instead of like 2 days later the way we do it. Amin, are you intrigued?
Very intrigued because this is a possible finals preview, Dan.
Yeah, I thought that was obvious. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But I see what the Warriors are doing. You know, they're keeping Steph Curry on the bench, you know. So if they win, they say, well, we won without Steph Curry. If they lose, they say, well, we lost because we didn't have a Steph Curry. You know, Steve Kerr, he's a tricky guy.
He's a tricky
trying
guy,
to find an
Steve Kerr.
excuse. That's
he
right.
is trying to find an excuse.
On NBA League Pass, Pacers and Lakers.
I mean, you're a basketball expert. In all of your expertise, do you think of Darren Collison as someone who is still breaking ankles?
Absolutely, when he's going against the trees.
All right, what do we have here?
Why am I doing the poppy?
I don't know why you did the poppy there.
This fall right here takes so long to happen. I mean,
It does.
It's the slowest collapse ever.
It is. It's like watching a building. It's like watching one of those casinos come down in Vegas, the downtown casinos. I mean, are you intrigued?
I am intrigued, man. Hey, look, Pacers and Lakers. Lakers got to get back on track.
Back on track. The last analysis he gave us was possible finals preview.
Yeah.
He's really bringing it during
This
See or No.
Yes.
Max effort. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, there we go again. You know, LeBron and James doing whatever he wants to do, ignoring all the play calls from Luke Walton. You know, so you know what you gotta do, Luke? You call timeout. You get LeBron in the bench and you bench him in front of everybody, and then you call all the plays. That's the only way LeBron is going to learn from you.
I'm pretty sure my father used that exact same joke that same way in the A block of today's show, and he doesn't even remember it.
Don't embarrass me in front of America.
I'm
Millions
sorry.
and millions
I'm sorry.
of people
I'm
watching.
sorry,
I look
Poppy.
like a
I'm
fool,
sorry.
you know.
I'm sorry, Poppy.
Don't do it again. That's
Okay,
all.
I'm sorry. Thank you for not slapping me in the back of the head.
On the Golf Channel, the Australian PGA Championship second round.
No, you lost me here, but I do want to check in with John Sendin. What happened with him the other day?
The water, so.
Oh,
The
that.
shaft broke. Did it?
Oh, wow. That's literally what happened to me when I tried to golf. I just kept hitting the ground. Oh, no.
No, he broke his.
No,
Yeah, he
oh.
broke the entire shaft. That's not what happened to you when playing golf. Amin, are you intrigued? He's on fire during See or No, huh? Amin, are you intrigued?
Absolutely not, but I'm glad that we got a new no sign, even though it looks like it came from the bargain basement bin.
I mean,
It's
we did.
clearly not the same quality.
The dollar
as these.
store, the dollar
Yeah.
store. Matching your performance in See or No today. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very cheap. Well, listen, I'm very suspicious of that caddy. You know, maybe that caddy did something to that club to make it break like that. You know, maybe he had a few bucks on the game. You never know these caddies. You know what I mean? The over/under. You know what I mean? This guy. You know, watch that caddy. Look at him in the video. He was stood there like a cool cat. You know, he didn't winch.
Shaft broke on the.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that caddy, you know what I mean? Look, he's wearing sunglasses. He doesn't want to be recognized,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the look of a man who
That's
makes some
right.
money.
That's right.
Streaming on Animal Planet, Gator Boys.
He said that with some enthusiasm. Alligator Wranglers. Let's check in with him. Did something awful happen? Something funny? What happened here?
Okay, what are we, what's this?
All right, I'm gonna do a head trick.
Which is,
I'm gonna put my head in the gator's mouth. So let's
okay.
not do
okay.
this too many times.
Oh, come on, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't like that one. Go one more.
You sure?
Look at the t-shirt.
Okay.
Look at the t-shirt. Good product placement. Yes, of course.
Oh,
Yes, of course. Yes, because that is the danger.
Shut on Paul's head.
Yes.
Trey and I are rushing in. Oh my God. Is he okay?
Okay, dripped.
We got you.
It's fine. It's like it's.
Dude, you just got bit in the head by an alligator.
It's fine. It's no problem. I had that bandana on. I know it's a prehistoric thing that lives in the swamps and has outlasted us all, but whatever. Amin, are you intrigued?
Very intrigued. And by the way, admit it, America, you were rooting for the alligator.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, you couldn't do that. Your head wouldn't fit in his mouth.
Oh, because I
That's
got a
right.
flat
You're
head.
too big.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
too
Jesus
big.
Christ,
Poor
that's
alligator. You know?
Yeah.
No
The
way,
alligator,
no way.
yeah.
You won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Check out the radio show on ESPN Radio, 10 to 1 Eastern every day. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. We'll see you mañana.
Why did he say it like that?
I don't know.
I knew
Turn
why.
it to DMX there. I don't know.
I don't know why he became DMX there. It was unnecessary.
I mean, the DMX from Bobby. What to do?
You guys are going to leave me alone? Well, you guys.